Vernomatic Productions.
Are you ready?
Live from the Metal Mayhem Studios in Rochester, New York.
We are go. We are go.
And heard around the world by metalheads just like you. This is Metal Mayhem ROC.
Heavy metal music.
Your weekly dose of metal music, interviews, album reviews, news, and more. Want to be part of the show? Send us a message through our website, metalmayhemroc.com, or hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. Search Metal Mayhem ROC, a proud member of the Pantheon podcast team.
It's getting nice and heavy.
Now, welcome our hosts, John the Vernomatic Verno, and direct from New Jersey, Metal Walt.
Our guest today is a metal legend. Started his career in the late 70s and 80s with Accept. 87 went on his own under the moniker of U.D.O. And here it is, 2023 with his 18th studio album. It's an honor and a privilege. Let's welcome to Metal Mayhem, Udo Dirkschneider. Hello, Udo. How are you, sir?
Hello, everybody. I'm very good. Everything fine. Perfect day, sunny, and a lot of interviews. So here we go.
Well, we can guarantee you're not going to have one like what we have for you.
Okay, we will see.
I'd like to introduce my co-host. He goes by the name of Metal Walt from East Hanover, New Jersey.
Hi, Udo. Nice to meet you. Greetings in New Jersey. Where are you calling in from? Germany?
From Germany, yes. From Wuppertal.
Exactly. Wuppertal.
Yes. Yeah, that's my hometown where I was born. So here we go.
That's awesome. So amazing technology. But listen, before we dive into the Touchdown release, our research team came up with some footage, and we need for you to dispel this rumor that's going on. Walt, can you bring up this footage we have?
Absolutely.
The footage? Okay.
No, you stay. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, here we go.
Now, is this you or what is this? Is this really you doing like?
Yeah, the running guy is not me. I would love a can running like this, but no. I mean, I like the picture, you know. I mean, that it's like also a little bit of concept, you know. This time, the touchdown was coming up from American football, you know. But we can also say touchdown we landed with our album, music-wise, you know. We make a touchdown with this album. But it was very interesting. I mean, American football. And then we said, okay, why we're not doing something different picture-wise, you know, not in chains and leather and like looking really bad, all the stuff like this. No, I mean, we said, okay, then we're using this. Then also the cover, you know, it's like the football, make it a little bit more metal. And also we're using the clothes of a football game, you know, football players. So here we go. And everybody so far.
Well, we love it. Whoa. American football is about to kick off next week. So it's a nice segue. So
yeah, also.
The album was released last week. And
yes.
18th studio, 36 years doing this. There's so many. You just turned 70. How are you feeling? And reflect back on these quick 36 years of all these releases. Comment.
I don't know. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. I know. Yeah, I mean, but by the way, it's a 19th studio album. 19th album.
19th?
19th, okay. Yes. But anyway, doesn't matter. It's a lot of stuff. I mean, I like to create new music, you know. It's always like nice. I mean, I like to work on new songs, and of course, I mean, touring and making a new album. It's like I like to do this, you know. I mean, we're coming up nearly every two years with a new album. So, I mean, in between, I did also another one like We Are One with the German Army Force Orchestra. I did a live album during the pandemic stuff. Then I did Dirkschneider and the Old Gang.
Yep.
So I mean, I did also a cover album in between. Yeah, working is better than to sit home and drinking coffee, you know. So for me, it's fun. I'm happy with that.
That's great, Udo. So going into the new album, Touchdown, I
Yes.
mean, again, you mentioned a little bit, but I'm just curious, did you have a little bit of an affection for American football before you wrote this album? And is it a sport you follow? And maybe is there a team in the NFL that you follow?
I mean, we had this on TV, and then from time to time I was watching that, it's interesting, but I didn't know about the rules, that was the thing. And now we're having Peter now in the band, is like he's living in America, and then he was explaining us how the whole game goes and so on and on. Okay, I mean, in Germany and in Europe, in South America, soccer is the most interesting game, But I mean, I don't want to say that we are huge fans of American football, but now, I mean, it started this year. I mean, it's getting more and more popular here also in Europe, We have a European league here, we have a German league, and now the main TV station starts trying and put it on TV, Very interesting. So maybe we are, pushing this also a little bit.
Well, up here at Metal Mayhem ROC, our brand team is the Miami Dolphins. And Miami is coming to Germany this fall to play the NFL defending champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
So
yeah, I heard that in one interview before already that they're coming to Germany, yeah?
Yeah, so we really encourage you to get on board on the bandwagon, become a Miami Dolphin fan. And,
Okay, but I don't think that I have time to do this.
All right, well, so the band, Peter Baltes, old-time player, he goes back to the Accept days. This band's been together about 5-7 years with Sven, your son, on drums, and the other guys. But more importantly, I found interesting, your old friend Stefan Kaufman's mastering it, and he's been involved in the Udo camp in the last decade or so.
I mean, Stefan, I worked with him for I don't know, forever. And I mean, Stefan is still involved in, he is doing the vocals with me together, recording my vocals. I mean, he's doing that since 81. And he knows my voice exactly, and he is recording the drums. I mean, of course, 2 drummers together, perfect. And he's doing the mastering, and but the rest is like on Matthias Pfeiffer, our producer. He is like, he's mixing the whole stuff, and during the pandemic, that was a little bit difficult, to how can I say that, to do the way how we do it normally. Normally, when we have enough ideas, then we are going into a small studio, and then we're working on these ideas, but in face to face, But now during the whole pandemic stuff, and there was another things going on. I mean, so that the guitar player did everything over the internet, They're sending links, then you have to listen to that. Then you say, okay, maybe can you change it here, do it there. This is definitely not the right way to do it, especially not for us, We like it more the older way, the old classic way, be in a studio, and work together. And but anyway, I mean, in the end, I think everything works out, and I mean, I think we made a good album.
Well, you're old school, and doing this remote pandemic way, it probably drove you nuts. But Walt, you want to get into the album? What do you got? Let's talk about the release of Touchdown.
So Udo, I mean, really, really nice job on this album. John and I have listened to it over and over. I was cranking it on the highway last night, coming back from my family beach house, and my wife was driving in a separate car next to me, and they're waving to me, and my daughter says, "Dad, you didn't even move," because I had the Touchdown album on. But 13 songs. Listen, that's a lot of material on there. Just talk about, how do you assemble that much music in a short period of time?
I mean, it's anyway, I think we are lucky we're never out of ideas, Also, like, also they're working already on new stuff, for the next album. So now they're working together with Peter. Peter was not involved in songwriting on the Touchdown album, but he was playing the bass. So that's also interesting. I mean, Peter has his own style, bass playing the bass, and then I mean also what he did on this album that gave also another push straight forward. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, we always have ideas. I mean, always if something happened around in the world, something going on, I make some notes for some lyrics. I have tons of hook lines and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, what can I say? We are not sitting down there. Nobody has an idea. Okay, what's going on? No, it's always like continue.
Well, I see that too in the content of your songs. Like the songs that open the album, Isolation Man and The Flood, it's obvious that Isolation Man is probably about the pandemic and the flood, about the horrible floods of Europe back in 2021, correct?
Yes.
But both of those songs, they just open up the album. And I got to tell you, I love that line on the opening track, Fear of the Venom, Isolation Man. So talk about those two songs.
Yeah, I mean, Isolation Man, of course, is during the lyrics are about the pandemic stuff. You couldn't go to a restaurant, you didn't see your family, and no friends. Was sitting at home, and it was also difficult to go to a supermarket. I mean, and then it was nature to write something about it. Then, and of course the flood. I mean. What I said before, the house of my son was like underwater until the living room, and just the new studio was gone. Was just 5 months old. Of course, that was also something what my son said. I want to write lyrics about this, the whole thing. There was also something wrong. I mean, that there was no warning, nothing, and that was. Then another song, for example, like "Fight for Your Right." It's like about what Andre has in Ukraine, this war, what's going on. It was, I mean, really dangerous, and yeah, I mean, so that these 3 songs are definitely, yeah, real.
They Fight for the Right. I love that one. And number one, you got a nice lyrical video out there, which is cool, but that one really signifies everything that we love about your music. It's fast. You got great riffs and heavy drumming. And I love even the middle section there where your guitar players kind of go off on this little jam with classical music. And of course, at the end of the day, all the good people, we always prevail, right? Believe in the good because the good will always win. So
That's
really nice, that one.
That's definitely the message, And yeah, I mean, also Andre, I mean, he had this is like the Mozart, the Turkish march, and he had this already for 3 years, He always want to put it somewhere in a song, but this time it fits in a song, And so we said, okay, here we go, let's do it, And I think it fits perfectly together.
Totally. So Udo, there's a couple of darker moments on this album. Like when I think of songs like 2 of my favorites are Punchline and the Betrayer. And the Punchline, I love that line that says, "Where is the punchline here? Acting like a fool don't make you cool." So you seem pretty pissed off in this song. What's this one about?
Yeah, the punchline is like it's like a story. How can I explain this in English? Really, blah 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 blah. About persons, they never had any really friendships and stuff like that. As a person is living alone, in his own world and stuff like that. And then, sometimes it's like, hey, come on, wake up, do something with your life. That's in a way the meaning of the song.
Got it.
The Betrayer is like about games, PC games, and somebody is like a drug for some people, they cannot stop with that. And also some dangerous thing. Sometimes what they're playing like a game, they try to make it real, shooting people, doing this and this and this. And that's what the whole thing says in the Betrayer, But it's also a very interesting song. I mean, this is not a typical U.D.O. song.
I agree as well. That one, the music stands out to me as different. It's got a bit of a modern rock sound to it, but I like it. It really stands out. That one and Living Hell also stands out differently. That one has like a little bit of like an 80s like bluesy vibe to it.
Yeah, rock and roll, like this. I mean, and the story is, the woman has to go for prostitute to make her life, feed her kids and stuff like that. But she doesn't want to do this normally, She wants to go out of this hell, she's living in hell, But she doesn't want to do this. It's not the most important lyrics, but I think it's a very interesting thing. But it's also true, A lot of prostitutes, they want to go out of it, But they cannot do this. I mean, they need the money.
Yep. What about the Double Dealers Club? That's another one I like too.
Double Dealers Club is let's say you have a lot of money, and then some investors coming up and say, "Hey, you can give me the money, I invest the money in I don't know whatever and making more money." And then after a while they're coming up and saying, "Sorry, it doesn't work, your money is gone." But they were making big parties, having a good time with your money. That's the whole thing about Double Dealers Club, Hey, you know what? The guy gave me good money. I can make good parties here, drinking champagne on ice and all that stuff, That's but it's true. I know that from a lot of people. They have a lot of money, especially players in Germany with soccer, That's I know that.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the performance video and the title track, Touchdown.
Yes.
Bass guitar and drums. My notes, a classic power metal song, has the feel of a Fast as a Shark. But the cool thing was the violin added to complement the guitar solo. You have a guest violinist.
Yes.
Let's talk about this video.
I mean, the video. I mean, so we said, okay, let's do something. I mean, you need always like a performance video, but you don't want to make any stories about. We want to really make like just play it and make the look, interesting enough. Yeah, but I mean, the wireless. Also, funny story when D. Dammers, the second guitar player, came up with this idea. So he was composing the song in a dressing room. And so that was so loud. And then he said, I'm in the middle of a solo. Okay, and I have to do this with the keyboard, with the violin. That normally was planned for a real solo, And then we get a demo from him. And then we said, hey, we keep this, And then our producer, he came up with this guy from Hamburg, from a symphony orchestra. Yeah, and this guy was doing also a lot of stuff for other rock bands. And yeah, he said, oh, perfect, I will do this. So here we go, that we have the violin on there, why not? I mean, we did a lot of things that we did with the pipe and, with like the Scottish thing, we did this already, we did the cello. I mean, so give the song what they need.
In the video, you have the Nuremberg Rams and the
Yep.
This isn't the first time that heavy metal in the Rams football team has joined forces. I don't know if you're familiar with Nita Strauss being the official guitarist of the Los Angeles Rams of American football.
Yeah, I mean, there's also, let's say, American band. They did it also to get it some footage, together with a football team. Yeah, I mean, of course, it was the whole thing, about the touchdown, the lyrics about the game, and then we need some footage from a team. So we are lucky to have this in Nuremberg where we were shooting the video. So here we go. I mean, I think in the end it works out.
Udo, I have a question. Were you on site for the video shoot? Did you get to throw the football around maybe with the guys?
No. I mean, they did it separate, I mean, we was doing on our stuff, and then 1 week later, they start just playing, and so they was available to do the shooting.
Udo, before we finish up our assessment of the new album, when we talk about touring, I also wanted to compliment to, you because I think you have a fond eye for history. And you see that in the song Heroes of Freedom, which I believe is about the Battle of Normandy, correct?
The meaning of this is also coming up from the thing what's going on between Russia and Ukraine, you know. It's like learn from the past, you know. And at this day, the D-Day, they try to put the evil away, you know. And yeah, and that's the thing, learn from the past, you know. And that's why we were saying, okay, why we're not writing about lyrics about the D-Day. And yeah, I think it's a good thing to keep the people reminding, you know, there was something happened, you know.
So Udo, let's talk about touring. I think you've been out on the road a bit this year.
Yeah.
And you have a big tour coming up, but talk a little bit about your plans for touring for the album.
So we are still on the Game Over tour until the end of October. And then we are coming to the United States. The first show will be on the 3rd of November. Don't ask me at the moment where exactly. I have too much things in my head. And then we're touring America until the middle of December, also including Canada. Yeah, and then we have a little break over Christmas, New Year, and then we start beginning of February, a whole European tour. So at the moment, it's just out Germany and Czech Republic and Switzerland. But I know there is already coming up very soon the dates for Sweden, Norway, Finland, Denmark, and so on. Nearly whole Europe, you know. And for us, let's say, is a little bit sad. I mean, U.D.O was quite huge in Russia and Ukraine. So these countries are gone for us at the moment, you know. And it's sad for the fans, you know. I mean, we have a lot of fans over there. And but I hope maybe in 2-3 years that we can tour again there over there, you know. But anyway, but the rest of the world, yeah. And then after Europe, I don't know. At the moment, they're talking about South America. Maybe we do South America also after the summer, and then we go to Japan and Australia in between. And in the summer, festivals, of course. So busy.
Udo, I'm fascinated because what you just described in a minute, you're a global artist, truly, but has there ever been a place maybe somewhere in our continents that you have not played, or maybe you want to still play? I mean, of course, short of like Antarctica, of course, but you've been everywhere.
Nearly everywhere, yeah, but okay, not in India and China. And I think I don't want to play there. I heard some stuff from other bands, they've been there, but no, I'm not really looking forward to this. But I would love to go to South Korea, Taiwan, Philippines, Malaysia, New Zealand. That's also stuff I will really want to do, you know. But we will see when we're working on the next Japan and Australia thing. That can be happen that we do some stuff over there.
That's great.
Udo, we got about 5 minutes left, and we want to take a little walk down heavy metal memory lane. I do have a listener question. Bill from Rochester, New York asks, going back to the Balls to the Wall album and the song Winners and Losers, the gang vocal part, what exactly is being chanted? Bill hears life sucks, but other people is hearing hot sex. Bill asks, what is it? It's not on the lyric sheet.
I tell you, this is the joke in between. It's called Hans, the name of it's a name, Hans Sachs. And that means it was like, I don't know, that was so funny when we was recording this song. And then they were shouting Hans Sachs. And then we said, okay, we leave that in, you know, nobody knows what it is, but it's just a joke. It's nothing very special.
Well, this has been bugging Bill from Rochester for about 40 years. So
okay, here we go.
Sleep well tonight. Thank you.
Okay, good.
Hans Sachs. I think
Hans
you should
Sachs,
rename.
yeah.
You should call Bill now. Make his new nickname Hans Sachs.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, you do some funny stuff, you know. I mean, why not? I mean, you know, I think I take in a way everything very serious, but, you know, I mean, also, so why not doing some funny things sometimes, you know?
Absolutely.
So here we go. Don't take everything too serious.
Right, exactly. So, Udo, we had a couple extra things outside of the new album Touchdown that we wanted to ask you about. So the release prior to this, the My Way covers album was really, really fascinating. And a little side note, Frank Sinatra actually is born and raised in Hoboken, New Jersey, which is not too far from me. And I've been down there many, many times, but talk about a little bit about how you came up with this eclectic collection of songs. Like you cover everything from heavy metal to Billy Squier to Queen to Arthur Brown. Like really, really cool job. Just give a little plug for this album.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, it was not planned. It was just by accident. It was also during the pandemic time, and then I was in the studio with Stefan Kaufmann. And then we was doing some stuff, and then he said, "Oh, come on, let's do some maybe some cover stuff." And the first thing what we did was Hellraiser from Sweet. He's a huge Sweet fan, So, and then I was singing, and then they said, "Oh, yeah, come, let's recording that, a little bit and working on that just for fun." So, and then the sound was great, and then our producer came up and said, "Hey, maybe why you're not doing a cover album?" I said, "This is really critical, doing cover things. So this is like," Then he said, "Yeah, just make up a list. Which songs you like?" Yeah, then I was making up the list, and of course, this was not songs that inspired me. That was just songs I was listening as a normal person, like, "Oh, I like that song." So, and then we start working on this, but there was one important thing for me for this album was like, I have to put my own character on this, vocal-wise. I was not possible to make the sound like Klaus Meine, Rob Halford or whatever, So I put my own thing on there. And in the end, I was like really nervous when we had the listening session with this album, and then after that, the people said, "What is this? This is brilliant." That's like, yeah, okay, here we go. And I mean, Atomic Fire, they was pushing this album on number 4 on the German charts, So, I mean, yeah, thank you very much. And also, it was for me very interesting, I did so many vocal things, different stuff. And that was also for me, I found out I can do more with my voice, and so was in a way also a learning process for myself.
Well, when you do come around the area in November, if you play New York and New Jersey, maybe you'll put My Way into the set list.
Maybe a different song.
So, hey, Udo, before we let you go, I noticed in your shows in the summertime, you're only performing songs from the U.D.O catalog. So will that be carried forward onto the U.S. tour as well?
Just for America. I think without Balls, this is not possible. I think that will be on the set list for America. And maybe we will see when we start rehearsing for this. Maybe we do medley from a couple of songs, doing something special, but definitely Balls. Without Balls, America, no way. Yeah. The promoters was already like, "Oh, we heard that Udo doesn't want to do any accept songs, but he has to do definitely a Ball to the Wall." Say, yeah, no problem. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, Udo, it's been a pleasure to be able to speak to you. Best of luck on Touchdown.
Thank you very much.
As you come around, John and I will be sure to be at your shows. Maybe we'll shake your hand, have a nice cold beer with you.
Oh, that's perfect.
And that's great. So where can we fans find the socials? Where can we get all the information on the new album?
Yeah, definitely on our Instagram and also Facebook and also our website. But website in a way is not that most important thing anymore. It's more like on Instagram and Facebook.
Yep. We'll have all this posted, listeners, so yeah, it'll be easy to find. Udo, thank you. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for your catalog. I've enjoyed it for 40 years.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very much. Thank
Juice.
you. Okay.
Juice.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
See you, man.
Metal for life.
Thank you for listening to Metal Mayhem ROC. Check out our website at metalmayhemroc.com for information on podcasts, archives, links to all our live radio shows, and all sorts of info. Please like, follow, and share with everyone, even your non-metal friends. And always remember to keep it heavy.